Hi, Cheryl here from 24/7 Wellness and Living, and thank you for joining me today. I hope you're all well. Today I want to speak to you about a very small movement. It's basically a muscular education of preparing the body to understand a movement for something else to come. So for instance, the plank exercise is a great core stabilization exercise. I'm sure you've seen it. I'm sure you've all done one. But I often find with a lot of people when they do exercises that they don't get the foundation right. And if the foundation is wrong, then ultimately the results are never as good as they should be. And you can often harm yourself or injure yourself. And as I say, but ultimately not get the results that you deserve for the effort you put in. So many people do exercises without thinking about the muscles that should be involved, without setting themselves up correctly, and without sort of really training muscles to really work. And then when you want to like evolve the exercise and make it more difficult, those muscles have already got it. They understand, and you don't have to focus on those so much. So you can add arm movements or leg movements or more body weight to the exercise. And so I'm a great believer in building a foundation of an exercise before I go on to the more advanced thing or the exercise itself. I really try and think about, well, what muscles do I need? What muscle memory do I need to incorporate in my body so that I can get that bit out of the way, and so it automatically does it, and then I can just focus on the more advanced sort of movements of the exercise. Hope I'm making sense. So one of the things that I want to show you today, it's a little movement which you should all be able to do. It's not taxing on the body. It's not going to bring you out in a sweat. It's not going to make you, be out of breath. But it's very minute. It's a real sort of isolation. But it's such a fantastic prep for a successful plank, a successful push-up. Many exercises, just holding yourself into a good lifted postural position, or sitting in a chair or sitting at a desk. So this is a tiny movement, but really important, I believe, in as a foundation exercise. So what you're going to do for this is you're going to lay down on the floor. So I'm going to come quite close. The position I want you to lay for your upper body is in this position. So I'm not going to, because obviously if I have my head down into the floor, you're just going to hear me, a muffled me, which might actually be preferential, funnily enough, but hey. So what you're going to do also is that sort of let the legs sort of just fall a bit. So open them a little bit. They might want to fall out to the side. So they want to be fairly relaxed. Your pelvis is in contact with the floor. Gluteals relax, so the glute muscles, the buttock muscles aren't sort of clenched up. They're relaxed. Head and shoulders relaxed. And all you're going to do is suck your navel away from the floor. Now, I'm just pulling the navel up towards my spine. So it's almost if I could just make a hollow here between my navel and the floor. Now, notice my pelvis isn't lifting. I've still got contact of my pubic bone in contact with the floor. So you're just literally sucking the navel away from the floor. Not lifting the pelvis, not sort of, lifting the pelvis away. It's just all about isolation. Literally making a hollow between your navel and the floor. You'll notice also that when I do it, the gluteal muscles stay relaxed. I'm not clenching them, okay? So I don't want these muscles, these large muscles involved. I don't want the neck and shoulders involved either. I don't want you sort of be tense through the upper body. So I'm going to stop talking. So if I just relax my head down, shoulders relax, draw the navel up. So as you can see, it's literally just sucking the navel away from the floor. And what you want to do is once it's pulled away, draw your waistline in as well. I don't know if you can see the difference. So if I just pull the navel up and then pull the waistline in, see how it really, accentuates that exercise. But as I say, my pelvis is not leaving the floor. So it's just a draw up, and you can hold it there, pull your waistline in, and that's a really good foundation, you know, for when you're in plank, or, you know, in a, you know, push-up position where you're just, you know, not letting that belly hang, you're drawing it away. So it's really important to me that you focus on the smaller movements, get the foundation of an exercise correct before you move on to the sort of bigger part. Because once you start adding all the difficulties of the plank itself, or a push-up, or, you know, adding leg movements or arm movements, we tend to lose the foundation, and so I want that to be a muscle memory before you move on to the bigger exercise. I hope that makes sense, but that's really the idea of that exercise. And as I say, it's a small movement, but very small and focused movement. Really makes you sort of think. You have to really just go, okay, not going to use the big gluteal muscles, not going to use my neck and shoulders, not going to squeeze through the lower body. I'm just going to isolate and literally suck the navel towards your spine and make a hollow between you and the floor. So try it. Do it as many times as you want. It's not going to tax you too much, but you might get a little bit frustrated to start with until you find the correct muscles to do the job for you. So work on it every day. You can do it when you're standing, but I like doing it against the floor because it really gets you that sort of feeling. And then you can do it wherever you are, sitting, standing, you know, you really get that feeling of pulling the navel towards your spine without changing anything else on the body. So I can draw the navel into the spine. Nobody knows. I look exactly the same. So it's a really great way of sort of getting that muscle memory and educating the muscles before you move on to like a full plank or something, where there's obviously a lot more going on in the exercise, a lot more weight, a lot more strength needed. So hope you enjoyed the exercise today. My name's Cheryl Alker, 24/7 Wellness and Living. Come and visit our website as often as you can. We're always updating with new articles. You can get our emails delivered to your inbox. You just sign up to receive emails. Obviously, you can unsubscribe at any time. We do give you some free gifts for actually joining our community. And obviously, we have loads of these videos, and we send them out to you first via email. So thank you for your time. Cheryl, 247wellness.com.